It all began on the plain at West Point in 1890. An historic series, a sports rivalry unequaled. Over the last 12 decades, West Point and Annapolis have produced national powerhouse teams and Heisman Trophy winners. And today, both teams have one goal in mind.
Go Army.
Beat Navy.
Go Navy.
Beat Army.
And with that, we welcome you to college football on CBS. America's game for the 118th time. Army and Navy, presented by USAA. What a scene at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. As the snow falls, and it should intensify as the game goes on, we get ready for this great game. And one of the great traditions is the invocation and presentation of colors. Without further ado, the PA announcer, Dan Baker.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation by Captain Francis Foley, Command Chaplain at the United States Naval Academy, and please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by the combined West Point Glee Club and the United States Naval Academy Glee Club under the direction of Dr. Aaron Smith.
Let us pray. Loving Father, bestow your blessing on all who gather here, on the cadets and midshipmen. Renew them with strength for service to their nation. Grant our world the blessings of peace and mutual forgiveness. May all who watch this game be inspired. The teams fight ferociously in mutual respect. Their uniforms differ, but in their love of country, they are one team for one fight. Finally, dear Lord, bless all who serve our nation in uniform. They are the shield of freedom and the sword of justice. Keep them sharp of mind and skilled in combat, feared by their foes, loved by their friends, and treasured in the hearts of their countrymen. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
So as almost 70,000 look on, just about set for the 2017 edition. Army and Navy. The kickoff is minutes away. College football.
From the very beginning, it's always started the same way. For every one of them. Across generations. Across eras. Across history. Over more than a century, they've all waited to get the same word. To get word that they've been chosen. Chosen to sacrifice.
Are you kidding me?
To dedicate.
There's a letter.
To serve.
Dear Mr. Elliott.
Dear Mr. E.
Dear Mr. Holden.
You've been selected for a mission.
And authorized to report to the United States Naval Academy.
United States Military Academy.
9th of July, 1960,
1921 before
On
10
12th July,
a.m.
2001.
Annapolis, Maryland.
West Point, New York. So proud of you, son.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Boy's gonna be an officer in the United States Army.
Only they know what it feels like to be a different kind of kid. The kind of kid willing to risk life for country.
So many people ask, why would he ever commit to going to this type of an institution?
It's scary as a parent. It's something I think every parent thinks about. But you're proud of them on the other hand, you know?
They're actually giving up a lot of themselves to support and protect everyone else.
How many people can say that that's what their kid decides to do?
It's in his heart, and it has to be in your heart to defend the country.
You can expect to be challenged academically, physically, morally. Your summers basically don't exist.
You miss out on the kids' holidays.
It's not going to be an easy journey.
You have your academics, you have your military duty, and you have football.
Yes, it is just a game, but a game that epitomizes everything they're here for.
It's the only game that everyone's playing in it. They're willing to die for everyone who's watching it.
Since 1890, the Army-Navy game has embodied the timeless commitment of a group of young men and women to the nation and the ideals that both academies serve. War heroes, presidents, and Heisman winners have all graced this stage. Enemies for one day, who know their calling will unite them when they leave the field. Just as their stories do, wherever in America they began.
Edify, New Jersey.
Chicago, Illinois.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Our son is Jackson Pittman. James Nautical, number 19.
Johnny Trainer.
Number 6.
Andrew Wood, number 61.
Go Navy!
Lead Army.
Fort Atkinson is cheering for them. Park, you got this.
Back to back. We can do this.
Kick some butt.
Go Army! Lead Navy!
It's the library.
Never forget how it all starts for them. Never forget what it takes to decide as a kid that your life is going to be about more than just yourself.
You're a mother, you're always going to worry.
That's her first one. She carried him around for 40 weeks.
They would do whatever it took to protect our country. It's tough.
Once he decided and thought that this was right for him, I supported him 100%.
He knew it was the place for him, so I really just tried to embrace that.
I'm not going to be selfish. That's the unselfish thing for your kids. You let them go. You gotta let them go.
From the very beginning, it's always started the same way. Across generations, across eras. They've gotten word that they've been chosen to sacrifice, to dedicate, to serve. And they've headed off to West Point and Annapolis. It takes a certain kind of kid to commit to these institutions. Now today in a football game, celebrate the courage of every man and woman to ever make that commitment. For the 118th time, this is Army-Navy.
And if that doesn't get you ready, nothing will. Welcome to snowy Philadelphia. Lincoln Financial Field, CBS Sports brings you America's game. Army and Navy. And here come the midshipmen wearing blue in honor of the Blue Angels. And from West Point, wearing the white in honor of the 10th Mountain Division, the Black Knights of Army. Both teams enter with winning records for the second straight year, and we welcome you everybody to the booth. Brad Nessler along with Gary Danielson. Partner, since I can remember my family having a TV, I've watched this game, and in recent years watched you and Vern call it, including last year. And after 14 straight seasons of Navy victories, Army finally got theirs last year.
And ironically, Brad, this game is all about last year's game. Because of that upset, it was a little bit of a feel-good game. Even Roger Staubach told us, kind of feel happy for those guys. Not this year. If Army goes back-to-back, it'll go on to be instead of a cute upset, it's kind of a verification that this battle's on.
Well, since 1972, the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy has been part of that. And neither of these teams have it right now. It's been out at Air Force. And since 1996, Army's been trying to get back to that. And their hope today is Ahmad Bradshaw, their sensational quarterback, over 1,800 yards of offense and 12 touchdowns. On the other side, as we talk about quarterbacks for Navy, be it Zach Abey or Malcolm Perry, those guys combined for, over 3,000 yards and 32 touchdowns. So we talk about quarterbacks because they handle it on every snap. But it's more than that, isn't it?
It is. We visited both places, West Point and Annapolis, and we met the guys that don't always have the football, but are such an important story about this game. Let's start with Bryce Holland, number 65, Chandler, Arizona, the center, 2-year starter. He told us at lunch Navy has no idea what they're in store for. His offensive line teammate, Brett Toth from Charleston, South Carolina. He came to Army, 220 pounds. Now he's an NFL prospect, 6'6", 305 pounds. How about Ryan England? We met with Ryan. He's the captain. He could call the defenses. He never even cracked a smile the whole time we visited with him. What a leader from Suwanee, Georgia. And Jeff Ejeckham, how would you like to be a wide receiver for a team that never throws the football? He's embraced it, and he blocks all game. For Navy, the mids, we met Anthony Gargiulo, fullback from Freehold, New Jersey. During the summer, he considered whether he would even stay. Now he's the battering ram for this Navy offense. Tyler Carmona from Davie, Florida. He was going to enlist to be a Marine until he got his appointment to go to the Naval Academy. He'll be catching the ball. Sean Williams, a star for Navy last year, 14 tackles, an interception, 2 fumble recoveries from Memphis, Tennessee. And Micah Thomas, the man, the leader. He said he plays for the Brotherhood. And his dad told him when he was deciding whether to go to the Naval Academy, don't make your decision for the next 4 years. Make your decision of what this will mean for your next 40 years. What a man.
I loved how Army coach Jeff Monken put it. For 5 seconds on every snap's going to be a fist fight. Then we're going to line up and do it again.
You bet. Welcome to Army-Navy, Brad.
My first. Allie's been here before. Allie LaForce on the field. Al?
Brad and Gary, I want to jog your memory. Do you remember the name Colin Mooney?
Yes.
Dominated the backfield back in 2008 for Army. He also rushed for the second most yards in a single season in Army history. But his favorite memory, despite all of those accomplishments, didn't come during his playing days. It came last year when he had 3 friends. They gathered up together. They got nosebleed seats. They didn't want to miss the mere chance that Army could end the 14-game losing streak, and that chance paid off. He made his way all the way down from those seats on the field, jumped the fence so he could sing the alma mater with his family of cadets. It shows you this rivalry game isn't just about the players on the field today. It's about the entire West Point family who got to celebrate in that moment, because just for today, it brings everyone together.
Who's going to get to sing second today? We're going to find out in the next 3 hours, or maybe less. As you can see, we got a little bit of snow going on. 31 degrees right now. They say the snow will intensify as we go. This is the 118th meeting, as you've heard. Navy's got 60 wins, 50 losses, 7 ties. 87th time they've gotten together here in Philly.
And how apropos, Brad, for these two ground teams that the flyovers were canceled.
Exactly. The F-18 Hornets, the Apache helicopters couldn't come in. That's okay. We've got enough emotion anyway. And here we go. Short kick. I'll guess at the line that was taken out. And cartwheeling out, John Traynor on the kick return. As we take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. And it starts with a guy we talked about, Ahmad Bradshaw. Over 1,400 yards rushing and moving up the all-time list. He's been sensational all year long.
And when we met him, I was surprised at how well put together he is. He's basically a tailback running the quarterback position. He can take hits and fall forward.
Under center to take the first snap. And he gives it off inside to Woolfolk. Let's check the rest of the Army offense. As you take a look, Bryce Holland. Gary said we spent time with him the other day, and his line was they don't know what they're in for. That's the confidence that Army has after the victory a year ago. Pickup of 6 on the first snap. Second down and 4 upcoming. Kalen Holt checks in to the Army backfield with Kel Walker. And it's going to be Bradshaw on the keeper, but he's not going to get much. He'll be short of the first down. Justin Norton made first contact. Defensively for the midshipmen. Here's how it looks. DJ Palmore, the captain and the leader. Second team all-conference selection. Talked to him the other day. He's Mr. Intensity. Not a lot of smiles. And he'll lead that defense right now to try to prevent a third down conversion, of which Army is #1 in the country.
And just remember, Army controlled the ball last year in the first half. Navy only had 14 plays in the first half by running it right at him.
On 3rd and 2, Bradshaw is going to keep it. He might not be there. Boy, it's going to be hard to mark the ball today as well. Tyrus Wooten made the stop.
Fake and follow. I don't even think that was a triple option play. That was a called running play for the quarterback.
And so it is a first down. Milo knows in football.
And that's the way Army would love to have it. 3 or sometimes 4 plays and just barely make a first down. They want to control the ball and march slowly down the field.
I think the line of scrimmage is a 42-yard line. Bradshaw gives it off this time to Walker on the sweep, and Walker's got the edge, and he's on his way down the sideline. Kel Walker with a big run. Elijah Merchant finally ran him out of bounds.
This was like watching the old Green Bay sweep with Grabowski and Jim Taylor. Watch it. This is just a sweep. Pull the lineman, follow, and find a crack and run the ball. No option football there. Actually, both academies have moved slightly away from running the triple option as their featured play over and over and over again. They give you a lot of different looks on how they run the ball. How about this? Triple stacked eye from shotgun.
This is the second time they've run that. Let's see if they move out of it. Just slightly at the snap, and it's Bradshaw straight up the middle. He's got it around the 19-yard line.
I was kidding the Army coaches and players. Why don't you just open the game with a throw and get it over with? And the first thing Coach Munkett said is, we ain't wasting any downs in this game.
They've thrown 60 passes all year. That's one game for Baker Mayfield.
Don't you think they'd be proud to win the game and not throw a pass?
Well, they've done it 3 times this year.
I know.
Out of 4 games where they haven't thrown one. Here comes Woolfolk again, and he's got another first down. Inside the 15. Here's what we're talking about. Single season, most games without a completion. 4 games this year, but they went 3-1.
Yep. And in the Air Force game, they didn't even attempt a pass.
It's a first down at the 14-yard line. They'll try to keep that ball dry and switch off on every snap. Asbury and Walker in the backfield with Bradshaw. It's Bradshaw all the way. Spins his way for good yardage inside the 10. Army's offense in the red zone, 38 of 43 this year with 36 touchdowns. We probably aren't going to see a lot of kicks today either with the weather the way it is.
We know last year's game with Army knocking off Navy for the first time, as we talked about, it was perfect weather.
Yeah.
But there was 7 turnovers in that football game.
So far, the opening drive has been flawless for the Black Knights of Army. Second down and 6. Bradshaw again straight ahead. Got about 2, maybe 3. Brandon Jones was the first guy to make contact.
No doubt in my mind right now that Army and Jeff Monken, very committed to analytics, by the way. They know on first down when they're calling plays for Army. Brett Davis knows exactly what Jeff Monken is thinking about, whether he's going to go for it on 4th down. So he actually is calling a game at 1st and 8 instead of 1st and 10, because he knows if he gets it to 4th and 2, they'll go for it.
And with 3rd and 3, they probably got 2 cracks at it right here. Woolfolk not going to get the first down.
That was
so
stopped well, though, by that Navy defense. Navy has not been able to get a lot of penetration on this slippery field, but that time they were very stout in the defensive line. No movement up front, nowhere to go.
Jackson Pittman was the first guy that got down low on the defensive front for Navy, and it's 4th down. 16 out of 25 this year for Army on their 4th down conversions. Here's the first big play of the ball game.
Yeah, 75% of the time, either the fullback or the quarterback keeps the ball. You have to play the odds if you're Navy.
Last season, 2 for 2, 4th and 1 here. Woolfolk is the big guy in the backfield, but it's going to be Walker instead, and he's got a 1st and goal. Cal Walker got a good block off the right side.
You can see how these teams have changed over the years. It used to be 80% of the time the quarterback would be under center and they'd be running option or toss sweep in this situation. Now 4th and 1, shotgun.
Line of scrimmage is in the vicinity of the 3, 1st and goal. Opening drive of the ball game for Army. They've taken it the length of the field.
An extra tackles in the game. Number 74, Schufert, Austin Schufert.
11th play of the drive. Woolfolk is in. Touchdown, Army.
If Jeff Monken was laying awake last night thinking about how the game could start, he couldn't have dreamed a better start than 11 plays, 7-minute drive for a touchdown.
Blake Wilson in for the point after. His holder, Zach Potter, kind of cleared off a spot there, and he got the hold down, and the kick is up and good.
Really only one play, a 3rd down play, did Navy slow down the Army offense. It's coming right behind the big guy. Number 78, Brett Toth, extra lineman, and Toth clears his man out, and Woolfolk does not go down.
Darnell Woolfolk, number 33, goes for just 3, but gives his team a touchdown lead. Drive went 68 yards in 11 plays. Army gets a 3-yard touchdown and grabs a 7-0 lead.
I'll tell you right now, if you're Navy, Ivan Jasper, their offensive coordinator, you know, you're going to be bringing new quarterbacks in this game, revolving, but you just noticed that Navy can move, that Army can move the ball. That has to change your thinking of how you call plays if you're Navy.
Nick Schrag will tee it up for Army. That's Darrell Bonner along with Reggie Hayes back on the other end. I love the white uniforms. It's making it a little tough on you at home, I'm sure. And with the wind, the ball comes off the tee.
We can verify that they are out there. You want me to circle them all?
In the warm-ups, I looked at Gary and said, anybody that can see any of the Army players, raise your hand.
There they are right there, okay?
They're all there.
By the way, that's why they wore those uniforms in the mountains, getting ready to battle in the snow.
Kick kind of dies at about the 11-yard line to Bonner. And Bonner's got a nice return. Gets it out to the 25-yard line. And we'll wait to see which quarterback is coming out.
Well, I can tell you this, Malcolm Perry practiced every snap at quarterback, not once at slot. Was it all just a fake, or is he going to play quarterback?
He plays slot and quarterback, and Aby's on the sideline, so we know that it's Malcolm Perry. First down for the midshipmen on their opening snap, and it is Perry. Left side, spins his way almost 10 yards before he's brought down by Cole Christensen. So we take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineups, and it all starts right now, at least, though we probably will see both quarterbacks with Malcolm Perry. Rushing yards over 800, receiving over 300, 11 touchdowns. He is nifty and shifty, and you saw that on the opening snap where he got 9 yards. Second and short. He'll take it off the right side this time for a first down and a run of 6 before Christensen plants him again. Let's check the rest of the Navy offense. Tyler Carmona, if somebody's going to catch a pass today, he might be the guy. He's got 14 catches for almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Far and away the leading receiver on both teams.
Yeah, he caught that huge one against Air Force from Zach Aby in that game to put it away.
And he had an almost catch against Notre Dame that would have been huge near the end of that one. Perry straight up the gut, covers it with both hands, goes for about 7 more yards against the Black Knight defense that looks like this. And as you said, Ryan England didn't crack a smile the other day. Had an interception, 3 tackles, and a fumble recovery in this game a year ago.
Yeah, he was injured this year in Ohio State, came back for the Air Force game, and everybody in the Army coaching staff knows that Ryan is the guy. If the coach didn't show up for the game, he could call it. Jay Bateman, the defensive coordinator, if the phones break, Ryan's going to make the calls.
Ryan said the only thing is I might blitz on every play.
Yes.
Another first down run. Boy, tough run by a guy that's not that big. Perry about 185 pounds when you compare him with the bruiser that is the other quarterback in Zach Aby, who's about 215. But there's what they've done together this year.
You know what really strikes me is the style of offense that Navy is running is a little bit like North Texas when that you defeated Army late and then upset. They scored 52 points. They had a nifty quarterback, threw a little bit more obviously than Navy will, but shotgun, spread them out, spread this Army defense out, and it's working so far.
Perry got a big opening into the secondary, hurdles a man. And another first down for the midshipmen.
You know, the triple option, Keenan Reynolds under center. I mean, we could be watching, you know, the spread offense from Alabama and Jalen Hurts running the ball right now, right? I mean, they're just spreading the Army defense out. Remember how much Navy has struggled the last 3 years against this Army defense. They've packed it in, and the Army defense has been ready for them. Not today. 3 wide receivers on every snap.
That last gain was 19 yards for Perry. The ball is at the 29, and now he's going to give it off to Walker, Joshua Walker. Here he talked about the last 3 times against Army, not that many yards, including only 201 a year ago.
Yeah, and the key one was the rush yards. You know, this is a Navy team that's used to leading the country, rushing for an average of over 300 yards a game. And against Army, packed in, Army was able to handle them. I think Navy, Ivan Jasper, Kenny Niumatalolo has decided we have better athletes. We're going to spread out this Army defense.
2nd and 5 at the 24. Quarterback draw all the way. Woo. Big hit, and somehow he spun off and got close to the first down. He's about a yard shy. John Boyd made the hit. So it's going to be 3rd and a yard.
John Boyd, a 3-year disruptor. We've seen him make plays against this Navy defense for 3 years, but Navy offense for 3 years. But this is a whole different look today. This Army defense did not prepare. They've had 3 weeks to get ready, and I don't think they've been ready for this.
Zach Abe's in at quarterback on 3rd down and a yard. As I said, he's a downhill runner. He handed it off, though, and I don't know if they got the first down.
Now it's Kenny Niumatalolo's chance to make a decision.
Chris High was the ball carrier.
It's going to be short. It's going to be 4th down.
Good hit by Nautigal, I think, was one of the first guys there, and then he got swarming help from his friends.
I think Brinson also slanted in and caused the disruption, didn't make the tackle.
4th down is the second time we're at a 4th down, one each way.
Gotta believe the quarterback Abe's going to keep it this time.
Straight ahead he does, quarterback sneak, and he's got it, if our line of scrimmage is right. Again, Zach Abe, 212 pounds, where Malcolm Perry's 185 if he's lucky.
This time behind Parker Wade. Good push up front. Evan Martin, right guard. Just enough space for the first down.
And as you see, Perry now trots back into the Navy huddle.
And how about this? 11 plays for Army. Already 9 for the Navy offense. Perfectly disciplined offenses.
In the gun, Malcolm Perry follows his blockers. Got whacked at the 15-yard line, but did pick up about 4.
You know, one of the goals for this Army defense is put a hit on Malcolm Perry every time he keeps the ball. That offensive line does a good job. They're on their tracks, but every time, make him pay for being a 165-pound quarterback running the ball.
Ackerman's like a heat-seeking missile.
He is.
Made the tackle on that one. 2nd down and 6.
I mean, think about it. Malcolm Perry has already carried the ball 7 times.
Right at the 15.
8.
Perry again might have gotten 2, but he's going to be well short of the first down. 3rd down and about 4 coming up.
First interesting call now for Ivan Jasper. Everything has been according to plan. Now he's got 3rd and medium. What does he do here? Does he get Malcolm Perry in the outside? There's Ivan Jasper in the middle.
They need to get to the 9-yard line.
18 years coaching at the Naval Academy. Yep, to the outside.
Perry, little juke there, but he didn't get the first down. It's going to be 4th and 2.
Number 54, Cole Christensen that time. Inside linebacker turned that play back inside. Tried to get it wide. Watch Christensen get to the outside and turn it back. Read it, hit the gap, and turn it back inside. Beautiful defense.
While he didn't make the tackle, he disrupted that play completely. Timeout.
The most important thing.
Daryl Bonner, slot back from the Naval Academy. I want to dedicate this game to the Navy and the Marine Corps and my beloved parents. Go Navy, beat Army.
All right, Daryl, one of the captains, a senior out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. With that timeout, the majority of the time was spent trying to get a spot for the Navy kicker to try a field goal that's going to be around 29 yards. 6 of 11 this year for Bennett Mooring.
And I couldn't agree more with this. It would be tough for Navy to drive the length of the field and not come away from points here. I like this call.
They're going to call it a 28-yard field goal attempt. He's had 1 block this year. 6 of 11 on the season. To try to put the midshipmen on the board here late in the first quarter. The junior out of Bentonville, Arkansas. Mooring's kick is up, and it's perfect. So 2 long drives, one by each team, has chewed up the majority of quarter number 1.
And you know what it looks like now if you project out? This could be a 6 or 7 possession game. You got to make every one of them count.
They made that count for 3. 7-3, Army in front. Army with a 7-3 lead, wearing all white today. We told you about that. The 10th Mountain Division was formed back in the 40s at Cape Hale, Colorado, as an alpine unit trained at high altitudes with snowshoes and survival tactics like sleeping outside without tents, which was Gary does that in Florida all the time. And Navy, they're wearing all blue in honor of the Blue Angels. With more on that, here's Allie.
Guys, I had the most incredible opportunity to fly with the Blue Angels back during the Super Bowl in San Francisco, and these men are so brave. The physical toll it takes on your body is something I never realized. It was one of the most exhilarating moments of my entire life. I mean, the incredible shape they have to be in to fly on a daily basis. I felt like I had gotten done with a 3-hour workout just for flying with them for 5 minutes, but it was an experience of a lifetime, and I have the utmost respect for what they do.
Allie was showing us her breathing techniques yesterday, and she didn't get sick, which I think is awesome. And
yeah,
check that out. Now, there's a Top Gun right there.
Yeah, by the way, Allie was the one in the middle, if you're not sure. Okay.
The breathing techniques were so important, though, because you only have so much oxygen before you pass out when you're pulling G. So however much oxygen you take in before the G start, that's all you get. So you have to say hic, 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 so you let out the smallest amount of oxygen at one time so you don't run out. It is serious.
I've had to do that on many mornings.
Brad, I can safely say I'm never going to have to learn that technique. I'm not going up. She's braver than I am.
Bennett Mooring to kick. And this one, whoop, they're going to get back. That's going to be a touchback. Was a live ball there for a second. So Navy 64-yard drive after a 73-yard march by Army. One ended in a 3-yard touchdown and one a 28-yard field goal. You're looking for passes, don't worry about it.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen.
You know, this Army team had 7 scoring drives this year of 13 or more plays. We just had 11. That's their goal. Right now, they're looking at it and saying, we need 3.5 yards. Keep it moving forward. No negative plays. Penalties is what hurts the Army offense more. It looks to me the biggest problem Navy's having is they can't use their quickness on this slippery field.
When's the last time we've gone a quarter of football, you and I, without a penalty? So far.
Been a while, yep.
55 seconds left in the quarter. And a first down from the 25. Bradshaw follows Woolfolk, broke a tackle, got about 7. Jarvis Polu made the stop.
You got to give credit to this offensive line for Army. Watch them. Go low, they get on a track, and they just try to keep their feet moving. Holland, number 65, is able to take down the nose tackle. Everybody's got their eyes up. Houghton makes a good block on the backside. Everybody's kind of sprinting to one side, zone-type play, and the quarterback just follows and makes positive yards.
And 7 is perfect for them, making second down short. 2nd and 3. Bradshaw stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten a yard out of it, but a nice job by the Navy defense.
That's the penetration, excuse me, Brad, that Navy has to have. Coming off the edge. Watch the penetration, and that's what fouls it up. You got Jones, number 3, making the play, and then you clean it up for the hit, and we have a flag.
Defense number 3. 7-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Results in a first down.
I didn't see it.
Why'd I have to bring that up?
Yeah, and I didn't see it. That was Jones who rushed on the play. He's coming in to make the tackle. He's not sure who has the ball. Let's watch it. He grabs. Oh, it was the helmet.
Yeah.
Any part of the helmet is like the face mask, and that's a good call. He's reaching out and gets the penalty.
So we almost went a quarter without a penalty. We got it to end the quarter. And a quick quarter, as you can tell. End of 1. Army leading Navy 7-3. We'll return to Philadelphia after this message and a word from our local station.
Mike and I are both
set to start the second quarter of America's game here in snowy Philadelphia. 7-3. Army out in front and with the ball to start the second quarter. Their opening drive took them 68 yards in 11 plays. There's the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. They've been handing that out since 1972. This is the first time in 5 years that the trophy's on the line between these two teams. Of course, Air Force is involved too, and they've won it a whole bunch of times. Navy did win it back in 2015. Here's Ahmad Bradshaw with a first down. And he's going to give it on an end around. And that one's going nowhere. Well read by the Navy defense. And going to be a loss of yardage on that play. There hasn't been a lot of loss of yardage as we welcome you back, Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. I just went through the fastest quarter of football since I played at St. Charles High.
You know what I'm going to tell you? I'm glad we're not getting paid by the hour for this game, because this thing could be over. Without commercials, this thing's over.
But
right?
like you said, how many possessions you going to get in this game?
But here, don't think that this just works against each other. You know, you put on the Ohio State tape and watch, Army play against Ohio State. They weren't embarrassed on the field, or Navy going against Notre Dame. This offense works against everybody, and the two defenses are finding that out today.
This is the first long yardage situation. It's going to be third and long now because Kel Walker was run out of bounds. He might not have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. So for a running team, has a third down and about 13 coming up.
Yeah, back-to-back plays. Brandon Jones got penetration and made plays. One, he was called for grabbing the helmet and got a penalty. The next one, he produced, as Brad told you, a negative play. And the Army offense does not work when you put a negative play into their repertoire.
Jermaine Adams, a wide receiver, brought in the play from the sideline. He's to the top of your screen. I still doubt we're going to see a pass. And straight up the gut. Andy Davidson short of the first down, but he got a whole bunch of that back.
Yeah, but now Army has to decide whether they will go for it here. They will not.
Out comes the punting unit.
I tell you, about 3 or 4 more yards further, and I think they if it gets to 4th and 2, they would have gone for it.
I agree with you. So Nick Schrag will punt. Craig Scott is the guy that's back around the 15-yard line. High and wobbly and short is the punt, and it's going to not take much of a bounce at all, actually. Two minutes into the second quarter. 7-3. The spirit of Army and Navy here in Philadelphia.
This is Major Brett Walker, USPA class of 2004, mobilized to Puerto Rico for hurricane relief. And as I'm going to miss this year's Army-Navy football game, I've got one message for you. On behalf of the Massachusetts National Guard, go Army. Meet Navy.
Parent and service to our nation. Children of Fallen Patriots Foundation is a nonprofit whose sole purpose is to provide educational counseling and college scholarships to these children. Earlier today, PepsiCo presented a check to help provide college scholarships to the children they have left behind. To learn more about Children of Fallen Patriots and how you can help support, go to fallenpatriots.org/RR.
2 minutes into the second quarter. 7-3 Army in front. Get the CBS Sports app for inside access to your favorite teams. Watch highlights, get breaking news, scores, and more. Download the CBS Sports app today. You can see we've got a wintry day in Philadelphia. 31 degrees forecast. Well, yeah, we got snow. We got more snow. It's pretty nice up here, though, Allie.
I'm sure it is. That's great for you. I knew these were the toughest men in our country before the game, but this just confirms it. These players have heaters on the sidelines. They're barely using it, with the exception of during timeouts. I can confirm I've used the heaters far more than the players have. Ahmad Bradshaw did come over, and he sort of lifted up his cleats in front of the heater so it could melt some of the snow, because the snow is building up inside of the cleats, which is not helping with traction. And also to dry off his towel so he can get a good grip on the ball. But that's the only time they're really using the heaters. I think in the SEC it's about 65 degrees and they start using the heaters. But this is a whole different story, guys.
Yeah, it is. First down at the 26 as Malcolm Perry rubs his hands together to try to get some warmth. And he'll take the snap on a first down for Navy. Gives it off to McKay-Cow.
Yeah, James Nautical, that time number 19, just sprints across that field. Nautical and Christensen, we've called them both, taking the spots of Andrew King and Jeremy Timpf from a year ago. Two really good athletes. They may not be as skilled and veteran, but guys that can really run.
Short gain on the last play, pickup of a couple by McKay-Cow. It'll be second down and 8. There's the numbers on the two quarterbacks so far. Perry is going to keep it straight up the middle. He took a big hit. We'll bring up third down.
You know, something maybe we didn't talk enough about this Navy team a year ago when Coach Kenny Niumatalolo brought his team in there. A year ago, remember, they had just played in the AAC championship game.
They were banged up.
Yes, against a very physical Temple team. They lost Will Worth, their quarterback, a couple other players in that football game, and they limped into this Army-Navy game a year ago. They are much more healthy entering this, I guess I want to call it rematch now.
Another third down here, 3rd and 4. Perry goes to the left and then cuts it back to the right. He's got a first down and an open field. Malcolm Perry gonna take it all the way. Touchdown, Navy. "68 yards for Perry for the touchdown."
Evan Martin, number 71, gets his man in just enough of the safety, James Gibson. Watch this. Just enough to allow Perry to get it into the free open field. Whether it's a snowy field or not, the guy can really run. Nobody on this Army defense, or many defenses, are going to do it. And the linemen know once Malcolm Perry get in space, it's a touchdown.
Mooring in for the point after to try to make it a field goal advantage in Navy's half. And the kick is up and good. I remember Allie asked Malcolm Perry yesterday, "Have you ever played with any guys faster than you?" He said, "Yep, back in high school." I said, "What are they doing now?" "Running track in college."
For sure.
That's the end of his track rate. 68 yards to give the midshipmen the lead.
DirecTV has been rated #1.
While the SEAL team is just a drama, CBS salutes the bravery and sacrifice of the real men and women of our Special Operations Command, along with all who serve in every branch of our armed forces. Y'all are the real heroes, and we thank you for your service. Navy by 3 after a 74-yard drive in 3 plays, most of it Malcolm Perry.
What a beautiful blend of talent, discipline, and coaching. Malcolm Perry keeps that ball high and tight. He's already scored. He gets congratulated. It's still high and tight. And watch, it's high and tight all the way. It's been coached high and tight, and then he flips it to the official to go to the bench.
Don't see that very often, do you?
No, not enough.
Well, he's over 100 yards rushing, including that touchdown to give his team the lead. If you're wondering if that's his longest run of the year, no. He's had 2 of over 90,
Yes.
and there have only been 5 rushing touchdowns of over 90 in Navy history, and he's got 2 of them this year. So 68, that was just a short jaunt for him.
Just can't get out of my head watching that Showtime series with Tyler Carmona and his girlfriend and Malcolm Perry.
She had a kind of a crush on Malcolm, didn't she?
She did.
Here's a kick. It goes
You
to
can
the
see
10.
why, can't you?
Yeah. Glenn Coates on the kick return. And he swarmed under. Forward progress, I think, will get it out to about the 20.
Oh, yeah. He knew he placed it well. Man, anytime I don't have him make a tackle, I'm happy. Well, here we go. Remember the negative plays. Army leads the country in fewest negative plays, only 3 per game. And you can see what Navy did. That's the goal. You can slow them up just a bit, and you can stop this offense.
Let's see if Ahmad Bradshaw's got an answer from Malcolm Perry. He's under center. Woolfolk, I think, might have moved a little bit. He got the carry, and he got hammered after a pickup of a couple. I thought he almost fell out of his stance. Sean Williams made the tackle.
Yeah, who else?
Yeah, he had a whole bunch of them last year. 14.
I do think you're right. I do think he just flexed back there. Yes, that should have been called. You know what? That's really the advantage of wearing those camouflage uniforms. I don't think
anybody saw that.
That's right.
I thought I did, but other than that.
The officials didn't, that's for sure.
Second down and 7, and Woolfolk will lead the way now for Walker. Walker broke a tackle. Got a good gain out of it. Still going to bring up third down. Both Navy and Army, you understand, are watching a party at the Kandahar airfield in Afghanistan. Hey, guys and gals, thanks for being over there, and thanks for watching. They're having lunch. Now they got it. Okay, a little delay over there. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for serving our country. Have fun. We still got a couple hours to go before you have to go back to work. I don't know what time it is over there, but they're having a good time.
That's look great, didn't it?
Third down and 2. Bradshaw under center on the option. He'll keep, and he's short. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Boy, how about that back-to-back series for this Navy defense? Army starts the game, Brad, with an 11-play drive, and the Navy defense wakes up.
That whole side of the line, Tyler Sales and DJ Palmore were there to meet him.
I'll tell you, Tyler Sales was shifting through guys to find somebody to tackle on that one.
So they have to punt again. Nick Schrage. Craig Scott is back around the 30 on the other end. Snaps a little low, he handles it. Gets the kick away, and a fair catch. Taken. Navy's got it back with a lead. Navy defense made their plays. Big time on that side of the line. Gives it back to their offense with 8:13 remaining in the half.
Heel 1, heel.
More speed! We're giving it all she's got, Captain! Almost there. Almost there. That's it.
The USS Abraham Lincoln, Captain Putnam H. Brown on that aircraft carrier. Our producer Craig Silver's been on that aircraft carrier, and that baby turns better than the SUV I have at home.
You bet.
And Craig's still a little bit seasick.
He helicoptered onto that. He helicoptered onto it.
Zach Abey in there at quarterback.
And now if you talk about the early part of this game, the goal for Army was to put hits on Malcolm Perry. But you can see the way he spins away, his speed and his elusiveness. He doesn't take tough shots, and when he gets an opening, the Army defense knows if we don't do it right, if he gets in the open field, he's gone.
And he's in there with Zach Abey, so we knew we'd see this at some point in the ball game. Malcolm Perry is a slot back, and the throw is from Abey out to him. So there's your first pass. It's complete. Short game.
By the backup quarterback. The game plan, obviously, is that Malcolm Perry's getting the ball, right?
Yeah.
No matter where he is, Army has got to be aware that the ball is coming to that guy.
So now it's 3rd down and 6. Perry's taking the gloves off so he can take the snap as the quarterback.
He threw pretty well in warm-ups, played a high school quarterback, and he said he's ran the spread. We threw all the time.
Will he throw here?
That was an illegal formation, and Kenny Niumatalolo took a... Did they get away with it? No, not in time. I thought Coach Niumatalolo was able to get the call, but it was going to be not enough men on the field. See, they got 1, 2, 3,
Prior to the play
4,
clock
5.
expiring, Navy takes their second charge time out of the half.
Good call by Coach Niumatalolo there. They would have been penalized on the play.
So they still have life on that third down when we come back after this.
Let's get the move.
Now do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot. The Home Depot Foundation is proud to support our nation's veterans. Matt Leva is a proud Army veteran who received a specially adapted home through their partnership with Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Here's a closer look at how the Home Depot Foundation and its partners support thousands of America's finest who have served us so proudly. I'd say that's the smartest project we've had all year. In addition,
no doubt about it,
to active members of the Army and Navy, we also want to acknowledge the veterans throughout the world who served our country, including longtime CBS family member and Navy veteran Charles Edward Chuck Will, who's at home recovering from an illness. Chuck served in World War II as a quartermaster of the USS San Juan, is the son of Rear Admiral Charles Raymond Will, who skippered the USS Flint. A little under 8 minutes left in the half. Navy leading Army by a field goal.
This is a big stop now for this Army defense. What do they have in store? They know that Malcolm Perry took his gloves off. They're sure of that. Let's see if they can get in a legal formation this time. Yes, they're legal.
In that shotgun, here comes a blitz on the inside. Here comes an end around and maybe a pass from Craig Scott. Oh, and just off the fingertips of the quarterback, Malcolm Perry. So a trick play, and it didn't work.
Yeah, and both receivers, intended receivers, were wide open for touchdowns on the play. The wide receiver to the top of the screen is going to be open. He down the middle, but the play could have also gone obviously to Perry, but an overthrow on the play.
Just that close.
Would have been big.
Wow. So Owen White to punt for the first time today. Army coming after it. And did they get the punter? I don't see a flag right now as the punt's going to die around the 37-yard line.
So that's a tough call. Navy takes a timeout. They get a perfect play. Get nothing out of it. Army catches a break.
Halftime report. It is Heisman Central here in the studio. Bryce Love, Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield join Rick, BJ, and me. Now back to Army, Navy.
All right, Zook, let's take you back to that trick play.
Yeah, that's safety Ryan England. There's Tyler Carmona. Watch. The wide receiver is wide open, not just the quarterback on the trick play. Ryan England sniffs up for the play. Carmona's open by 15 yards, and the quarterback's open by 15 yards. And Arby dodges a big, huge play there.
Scott let it fly and just too far inside for Malcolm Perry. By the way, on that punt, Owen White was run into by one of his own players. That's why there wasn't a flag. And so Army, this is their fourth possession coming up. And it's at the 36-yard line. Their first three possessions, a touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. If you missed it, they went almost half the quarter, an 11-play drive to get a touchdown. But then the last two possessions have been punt and punt.
Let's talk again about the Army analytics. Right now, offensive coordinator for Army, Brent Davis, is talking to Jeff Monken. He's asking him, if we get it to 4th and 2, are we going to go for it? Now, Jeff Monken tells the coordinator yes or no. So he calls his strategy with, if it's a yes, he calls it 1st and 8. If it's a no, he calls it 1st and 10.
They're clearing the field right now. They had a presentation out there at the 20-yard line, and finally everybody made it over to the sideline. So here comes the snap on 1st down from the 37. Give is straight up the middle. Woolfolk, that's his best run of the day. Might have a 1st down. He's really close.
How odd is it, you know, Brad? I've done, this is our 9th game that I've done this game, and when Vern and I did it all the time, we watched triple option. We haven't watched one option play in this game.
Are they afraid to pitch because of the weather or not?
No, I don't. I think these teams have gone away from that style. They've gone more with the quarterback foul, quarterback follow, the faking back, the pitches, more power. They've gone away from the option game. I think they need to establish the fullback and maybe give a little option on the end of it.
There's the fullback this time, Andy Davidson, who got a couple. Jackson Pittman submarined inside to make the stop.
I got to believe after running the fullback back-to-back plays right there, if I'm the Navy defense and Dale Pearson, their defensive coordinator, I'm whispering to somebody to give a signal to my guys out there that that option play is coming. The wide play has to be coming.
2nd down and 8. Woolfolk right behind Bradshaw. He got the last 1st down for him. This time, he only got a couple. Ahmad Bradshaw said that every week he has kind of a board in his room and the task to do for the week. I said, what's on the top of it? Well, as you can see, he scratched off all those things. Even had laundry down the bottom, but beat Navy was number 1.
That's probably, looking at that schedule, a lot of tough things he did. That might be the toughest, though.
Some of those other ones were easier for sure. Kalen Holt in the backfield for Army here as well. 3rd down and 6. They usually say follow him and you'll find out where the ball is, but Bradshaw slips and goes down for a loss. He was going left and tried to cut it back and lost his footing.
Yeah, and Army will be forced to punt here now. Toth again pulling on the play, but getting outside. I'm surprised Army has not gone with one option play so far in this game. It seems like they're butting their head inside and nothing's working. Navy has adjusted, Army has not.
So Schrag in to punt again. And Craig Scott, the guy that tried the end around pass, back as the punt return man. And he just tried to get everybody out of the way as it bounces out of bounds. And they're going to spot it around the 20 with 5:22 remaining. Well, you saw Adams got all the Heisman finalists in New York in the studio for halftime. Lamar and Bryce and Baker. Brings us to our Aflac trivia question, which is, who was the first Heisman Trophy winner from the University of Oklahoma? Baker Mayfield may be the next one in line, but who was the first one? I know Bob Greasy is sitting somewhere going, I know who it is.
Exactly.
1st down at the 20. Perry keeps it, got the edge and got 9. Short of the 1st down, but Gibby Gibson made the tackle. Most pass yards per completion. Look at the option, triple option teams. Navy, Georgia Tech, Air Force, Army, and Baker Mayfield. Yep, they get big chunks when they throw it. Baker just does it because he throws it 40 times a game.
And he gets big chunks with his scrambling iron. That's speed for Oklahoma.
2nd and short as Malcolm Perry warms up those hands again to take the snap and give it off in the middle to Chris High, and he's got a 1st down.
Yeah, now this Army defense is looking across and understanding the time left in this 1st half. They realize Navy's going to get the ball to start the 2nd half, and they need to stop badly.
Yep, they don't want to give up anything here.
Remember, at halftime a year ago, Army led 14-0 before Navy actually took the lead in the 4th quarter a year ago.
And that's Ryan England, who's down over on the sideline. He's their leader in the secondary. They're going to try it again with Chris High.
Back-to-back fullback, this time from the shotgun. Still running the fullback, even though he's lined up in that pistol-type formation, but handled well that time by Raymond White.
We were talking with Tyler Carmona, the wide receiver, the other day. He said, I'm kind of reserved. I don't say much. And then there's guys like Chris High who never shut up. But he said he's an inspiration because he's always in a good mood. High with back-to-back carries, number 33. He's going to get another one. And he bounces out short of the first down, but he got a good gain to the 40.
This Army defense, led by Jay Bateman, defensive coordinator, is an attack-style defense. They're usually bringing a linebacker, a safety, or even a corner, hitting those gaps on nearly every play. It does appear that this field has slowed them down a bit.
Well, here's a big play for that Army defense. Can they stop a 3rd and 4? Perry not going to get there. Stood up by Ackerman.
And does Army take a timeout now? Look at the clock, 2:39. If you're Jeff Monken, do you take a timeout, challenge this Navy team, or do you just say, let's deal with it later?
Nice job of closing that gap. There was a little bit of a hole there, but Ackerman closed it in a hurry.
This is a gimmick. They're not going to snap the ball here, are they?
Well, they got what they wanted, or is it false start?
No, I think it's going to be against Ackerman, 21. It is. It's going to be on Ackerman.
Offside. Defense number 7. Entering the neutral zone causing the offense to false start. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
In a game with very few penalties, a huge one there.
Let's see what happens. Step across. I thought it was Ackerman.
It is Ackerman.
It's just they called number 7, but it appeared to me that it was for sure.
Ackerman was the first to jump.
Absolutely.
Number 7 was the second to go. That was McClinton. So back to the offense and back to Chris High.
And that really is like a turnover for Army, even though it's not going to show up that way. Navy was just trying to pull off Army. They were going to get the ball back, and all of a sudden Navy has a chance to put it out. Remember, they only have one timeout. They need to pick up their pace if you're Navy.
Midshipman, 2nd and 7 right at midfield. Malcolm Perry, we got leveled. I think it was Ackerman saying, I didn't really jump offside, but I'm going to hit you.
Like a boxing match, if you get a chance to hit Malcolm Perry, you have to make him pay. Maybe you can slow him down later.
That might have been the best hit today so far.
Back in the same spot they were before. 3rd and medium.
At the Army 47.
When are they going to run an option? Will they do it even today?
Perry keeping it all the way. Not going to get there. He's close, though. His second effort got him within 1.5 yards, I think.
Boy, Elijah Riley that time, the corner, came up and just hit Perry dead on. And it's tough to get that hit. Dead on, and turned him back.
So here's another 4th down. We're down to 35 seconds in the half.
Interesting call for Navy here. Remember, they can throw the ball. They might go for it here.
They come up to the line in a hurry. This time trying to draw them off sides, and it's not working. 3 tries at it with motion men, and then they have to take the timeout. And we will take it as well. 16 seconds remaining in a snowy first half from Philly. And Adam and Rick and BJ have the Geico halftime report coming up, and they've got the 3 Heisman finalists, Bryce Love, Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield. Kind of brings us back to our Aflac trivia question we asked you a few minutes ago, which was, who was the first Heisman Trophy winner from the University of Oklahoma. Billy Vessels, 1952.
Well, you yawned on this question, didn't you?
I did.
You knew this.
He's good buddies with Bob Greasy, so I knew that one.
You got it.
And then it was Steve Owens and Billy Sims and Jason White and Sam Bradford and Will Baker Mayfield get a statue outside at OU. We'll find out.
Let me ask you, does Kenny Niumatalolo have enough guts to throw the ball here? Army's not going to really throw it. With this amount of time left, do you not throw a deep ball, try to steal some points here? Or do you play it safe? Or smart might be a better word.
And it looks like it's the smart. Owen White's in punt formation.
With nobody back for Army, that's a good move.
And he got rid of it in a hurry. Good punt, too.
Yeah, why catch it? You know you're not going to try to drive it.
Oh, and it almost died at the 1, but I think it made it to the goal line.
Yep. I always wonder at the end of the half, why would you put your returner out there, catch the punt, and then take a knee after? Why catch it?
So now we got about 1 play left. And there's where it almost stopped, but it got to the goal line.
So it sure seemed like a lot happened for a 10-7 game.
It sure did. Well, it's a star-studded week on Colbert. Stevens all new with Tom Hanks, Jodie Foster, Adam Driver, and Monday, don't miss Matt Damon. All new Colbert this week on CBS. We're about a play away from halftime in the Geico Halftime Report with the guys in New York. Snow looks like from that angle like it's picking up. I don't know, it's been about like that all day. It was a nice morning, cloudy but no snow, and then it started happening.
I know we all felt a little sorry for Allie being down there, but she's an Ohio girl. She's been to Cleveland Indian games that were worse than this in April. Tell you that.
That's right. Playoff baseball can get chilly in Cleveland.
I think she's probably played softball herself in weather worse than this.
Also true.
Bradshaw under center, straight ahead to Woolfolk, and Woolfolk carries a couple of guys with him for about 7, and that will bring our first half to a close. Like Gary said, seemed like a lot of stuff going on there for a 10-7 game. A couple of opening drives, one by Army, gave him a 7-0 lead, then it was a field goal by Mooring, and then Perry on that long touchdown run is what has given the midshipmen of Navy a 10-7 halftime advantage. Let's go down to Allie.
Coach, what has been the biggest challenge for your football team in these weather conditions?
We're not moving them on the offensive line. They're doing a really good job. They're the last 3 drives stopping us, and we gave up a big play, and he's a fast player. We just probably overplayed it a little bit. You know what? They're doing some good things with the ball, and we got to do a better job defending them. And like I said, move them on offense. It'll be better results for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
So we played a half in the 118th edition of Army and Navy in America's game. End of the half, Navy 10-7 up on Army as we head to Adam Zucker and the guys in our New York studios.
All right, Brad.
And here we go.
We'll get to a pile toward the goal line. Touchdown, Army!
Malcolm Perry gonna take it all the way. Touchdown, Navy.
Go Army.
Beat Navy.
Go Navy.
Beat Army.
We've still got a half to find out who's going to beat who. Just about set to start the third quarter. Right now, Navy with a field goal lead. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. About 60 yards difference in rushing in Navy's favor, and that's about the length of that touchdown of Malcolm Perry.
Was. Each team got the ball 4 times. I think the big play obviously was the long touchdown run. I think if you go into halftime, I think Navy goes back and thinks, you know, when we spread them out and run Malcolm, that works. And I think Army says, you know, when we go out there and we run the fullback, it works. Which team will have the guts to run the option or pitch it? It looks like they're both hesitant to pitch the ball in this condition of weather.
We haven't seen one yet. Navy will get the football first to start the quarter. And the kick will go to the 10-yard line of Darryl Bonner. Bonner out around the 24. He's brought down there. And let's check in with Allie.
Coach, you decided to start Malcolm Perry, and it paid off in that first half. What do you need to see from him in the second?
You know, you just got to keep doing his job, got to take care of the ball. You know, these games are always like this, very few possessions.
So when we get it, we got to finish drives, and I'm happy the way he's playing right now.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
That was moments ago as Navy now takes the field with a first down on the first possession of quarter number 3.
Don't see many games like this. Both starting quarterbacks have not thrown a pass. The 2 passes have been from other guys.
Zach Abe and a wide receiver.
Yep, backup quarterback and a wideout.
Malcolm Perry faked a pitch, kept it, got to the next level, but brought down by Gibby Gibson, close to a first down.
Yeah, Ackerman took the pitch. That was his assignment that time, number 19, and I thought Perry was going to go again. You see Ackerman, he goes out here, and a good tackle by Gibson. You know, he had the tackle of the year for Army this year against Eastern Michigan on a 2-point play. But that one might have been pretty big, because if he doesn't make it, Perry is gone.
And he didn't play in this game a year ago, and you're right, that was great closing speed to bring down number 10, a yard shy of the first down. So it's 2nd and 1. Perry hitting the backfield, spins off, a little move, takes a couple extra hits, but took it to get a first down.
Well, Kenneth Brinson that time, number 56, he doesn't care about the mesh or the fullback or anybody. He went right off the edge, right for number 10. He did, I don't care, give it to that guy. I'm going for the quarterback, and he made the play.
And yet Perry spinning out across the first down marker at the 36.
And I think that's going to be Army's game plan on defense. Number 10, whether a hands off or not, you got to tackle him. He's too dangerous.
Straight ahead with Josh Walker. And Walker got about 6. Gibson again holding on to his ankles as we take a look at our first half game trends. Malcolm Perry, the big 68-yard touchdown among those 15 rushes. Bradshaw hasn't thrown a pass, 22 yards on the ground. 2 pass attempts in the game, and as Gary said, neither from the starting quarterbacks. But already Navy on their opening possession has it across its own 40-yard line at the 43. Perry on the keep. He's going to be brought down around the line of scrimmage. Raymond Wright, the nose guard, made a big hit.
Well, as many big plays as Malcolm Perry can make, it does appear that Army is keying in on him and tackling him no matter whether he fakes the ball to the fullback or not. It looked like the fullback could have made positive yards again there on 2nd down.
Got to wonder if Jay Bateman at halftime said, let's just seek out number 10 no matter what.
Well, I don't blame him, right? I mean, you have to.
Third down and 3. Perry keeps it into the secondary. Off to the races again. Can he get another one? Tripped up at about the 11-yard line, or he would have scored.
I think right at the end, I think it was number 50, Bale Wolf, that just barely made the tackle. No, it was actually number 59 that time to the outside. Voigt that hustled all the way, the outside defensive end. Voigt made that tackle. Think about that. A defensive end running down the field just clips. Perry would have been another. And listen, we got it, right? Tackle the quarterback. He's the guy that is going to keep the ball.
He took it 46 yards to the 11. Second long run of the day by Perry. Now they blasted up inside with Chris High. So Malcolm Perry's got a 68-yard touchdown run and a 46-yard run that got him to the 11-yard line.
That's going to put him close to over 200 yards.
205.
205. Wow.
He's had close to 300 yards once earlier this year. Heading in that direction again. 2nd down and 6. He'll keep it. Ooh, he took a big shot after about a yard gain, and now he's wrapped up in forward progress. He'll give him about a yard gain. Raymond Wright was the first guy that met him. Nautical was there too.
Well, they're challenging this Army front with the quarterback. Just a little bit of fullback, just a little bit of sweep action, but the game plan is, of all the carries, I think that's Perry's 20th carry of the game already.
3rd down and 6 around the 6. Can't be perfect on the line of scrimmage because we can't see them. Josh Walker in the backfield. He's the lead man, and there's a big play by Ackerman. No gain. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, I don't think they gained enough to go for it here. It's going to be field goal team. Ackerman makes the play. Fights off the blocks inside, gets there, and forces what could have been a potential touchdown. If they gained any with 2 or 3 yards, they were going to go for it, I think. Now Navy goes for the field goal.
Well, Mooring hit a 28-yarder earlier. They're trying to get him a spot for Randy Beggs to put it down.
Yeah, last time they had a timeout before the field goal. This time, not as much time.
And not as much time to clear that field right there.
Yes, that's what I mean.
24-yard attempt from, if there was a left hash, it'd be right about there. Kick is up and good. So the second field goal of the day by Mooring. This one from 24. And on Navy's opening drive of the 3rd quarter, they use about 6 minutes to go the length of the field, and they're in front 13-7. Navy's lead is 6 after a 71-yard drive ended in a field goal. But think about that game-saving or touchdown-saving tackle. Gary saved him 4 points.
Yeah, John White, watch him. He's right here on this play. And watch how this play breaks loose right here. As he starts to go, Voigt is behind the play, but he keeps hustling on the play. And he gets right there and lays out and makes the tackle.
Wow.
What a play.
Great hustle. So that saved him 4. The field goal makes it a 6-point game. And Bennett Mooring will tee it up, having hit that field goal. Set to kick it away to John Trainer and Glenn Coates. That opening drive took 5 minutes 44 seconds and 9 plays to get the field goal. Ahmad Bradshaw waiting for his turn. This one is returnable by Coates from the 10. Whoa, what a collision at the 20.
That Navy bench is going to go crazy on this one, I'll tell you that.
Taylor Heflin just said hello.
Well, Taylor and Heflin just said hello because he was not able to play in the first half because he was called for targeting in the last game. So this is really his first play of the game. And he made it count.
That wasn't targeting, that was just a bullseye. Wow. And when your kick coverage team does that, your kicker is happy again.
Cheeseburger. Operation Homefront's Hearts of Valor program honors the service and sacrifice of the people who care for our nation's wounded, ill, or injured warriors by providing a community of support. Earlier in today's game, former chairman and CEO of General Motors and U.S. Naval Academy graduate Dan Ackerson and Chevrolet honored Operation Homefront and Sean Moore, a Hearts of Valor group facilitator, 13-year police officer, and caregiver to her husband Brian, a United States Army veteran with 7 tours and 23 years of service under his belt. Sean and the rest of the Moore family were surprised to receive their very own 2018 Chevrolet Traverse. Chevrolet is proud to support Operation Homefront and our service members across the globe. To see all the ways Chevrolet continues to support the military, visit ChevySalutes.com.
Brett Toth, offensive line, Army football. I'm a senior at West Point. It's time to bring back the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. Go Army, beat Navy.
About 80 pounds bigger than he was when he arrived at West Point. You think he's an NFL player?
I do think he is. He'll go 3rd, 4th, 5th round. You watch, he will play in the NFL. He is athletic, and he's getting bigger. He could actually put on another 20 pounds, you think. This Navy defense has throttled the Army offense since the first drive. They've only had 1 first down since that opening drive. 11 plays, only 13 cents.
Let's see what Bradshaw can do with the Army offense. Give it off. A yard gain for Andy Davidson. That's it. Justin Norton was there. So was Jared Ryan.
And the guy they've throttled is Bradshaw, the quarterback. While Malcolm Perry has 200+ yards, Bradshaw is stuck at 22.
And remember, he came in 10th in the country in rushing with almost 1,500 yards on the ground.
You know, that senior-laden offensive line, as Coach Munkin told Allie, they're getting whipped right now. The Navy defensive line is winning.
There's that stacked three-man backfield. Some miscommunication. He wanted to give it to somebody and had to eat it. Someone either went the wrong way or wasn't there when he turned, and no handoff.
And on that type of play for Army, it doesn't matter who made the mistake. It cost them a play. It looks like the quarterback went the wrong way, if you ask me.
And it brings up a 3rd down and 6.
Right. Instead of 3rd down, if the play is run properly, and 4 or 5, now it's 3rd and long. Could we see a pass?
Still waiting for one. Maybe. Lobs it. Did he catch it? Yes. Kalen Holt. There's a pass and there's a completion.
It was kind of a version of a jump pass, wasn't it?
It wasn't pretty, but effective.
Wasn't even tipped at the end of it. Ball's throwing. Hey, when you throw as few passes as Army does, you don't judge how pretty they are, you judge how effective they are.
Effective for 20 yards out to the 42. And now back to the ground for Bradshaw. Only a yard. Well, he might have gotten a couple out of it on second effort.
Listen, the story of this football game has been the Navy front 7 on defense. This Army team is the leading rushing team in the country, and they are not moving that defensive line off the ball at all.
And Navy came in 58th in the nation defensively against the run, but way better than that today.
I'll tell you, Tyler Sales that time, number 91, put Toth 2 yards in the backfield.
Senior out of Coral Springs, Florida. See Perry over 200. Bradshaw struggling to 26. 2nd down and 8. He's under center with Woolfolk behind him. Still no option pitch. He keeps it, but breaks free into the secondary. And there's the biggest run of the day for Bradshaw. Holding on to the football for dear life and 1st down Army.
Well, Brett Davis changed up. He put Rick Kurtz, number 62, to the same side as Toth. 2 tackles to the right. They then run to the right, but this was really all Bradshaw. Running right through a tackle that time and just keeps going. I think it was Hudson Sullivan that did not make the wrap-up, and Bradshaw finally gets a big play in the rushing game.
So Gary on this drive, a 20-yard pass completion, a 21-yard run to the 35, and now back inside to the big fella, Darnell Woolfolk, and he's got about 8 more.
See, it appears to me that the Army offense is very effective from under center and giving the ball to the fullback. They've run this play maybe 5 or 6 times, and it's been effective a lot in the game.
Pick up a 9, 2nd down and a yard.
Well, let's watch Rick Kurtz, number 62, left tackle. He was injured on that play and seems gimpy as he breaks the huddle.
Under center again on 2nd and short. Woolfolk again, another 1st down. We had lunch with Woolfolk the other day at West Point, along with Bryce Holland, the center. They sat right next to each other. The food came out. You said to Holland, What's this? He said squirrel. The look on your face, I wish I'd have had a picture.
I don't eat squirrel. I'm just going to let you
I know, and you didn't have to. It was chicken.
I know, and I'm usually the guy that pulls the pranks on
That's
everybody
why I
else.
loved it. Wolfo got a big laugh out of it, too.
I'll tell you, you should have seen the disappointment on those guys' faces when Allie went to the other table and didn't sit with them.
First down. They bang it with a fullback again, this time Andy Davidson, and that's working right now.
It sure is. Army will feature 4 different fullbacks. They get hit usually when they're running this type of offense on every play, whether they give it to them or not, and they stay fresh by running 4 different ones.
Wolfo came in with close to 700 yards on the ground. Kel Walker almost 600. Davidson over 500. Kalen Holtz, usually the blocker, he doesn't get as many yards. Second and 6. They keep doing what's working. Davidson didn't get the first down, but he got about half of it. So we take a look at the Verizon Red Zone, Navy's defense. There's what they've been able to accomplish today, this year, I should say. They got a third down here. They want to make a stop, but it's third and less than 3.
No doubt 4-down territory in this game, even though the score, unless Army loses yards, a big negative play. But I can tell you right now, they're planning on taking 2 shots at this first down.
And if they can keep it rolling, they could take the lead with a touchdown and an extra point. Wolfolk, both hands around the football and a first down for Army. He'll have to clean off his face mask.
Just have the feeling that that offensive line have big smiles on their face right now. As they've started to run the ball right at Navy, that Army offensive line have just been coming off low, staying on track and keeping their feet moving.
And then get the snowball off your face mask with a first down around the 11-yard line. Davidson in there behind Bradshaw. He gets the carry, and he carries a couple of guys for about 3 or 4.
Well, Brad, you mentioned Bryce Holland, who fed me the squirrel until he told me it was chicken. Okay, he was the guy that said they have no idea what's in store for him. Watch him on this play. The center right here. Watch him block this and get that play. That's how you play center.
They've worked the ball just shaded inside the 10-yard line. They can get a first down in the vicinity of the 2. It's 2nd and 7. Asbury and Walker in the backfield with Bradshaw.
2 tackles to the right. Here it comes.
And it's Kel Walker. Broke 1 tackle, but he's not going to get away from the rest of the midshipmen, and they drop him for a loss. So there's what Gary was talking about, unless there's a loss. And that was a big one.
Well, Hudson Sullivan, number 53 that time, tracks on this play, plays off the block, gets back up and finishes it off. He stalled it enough and allowed that secondary come up and stop the play.
So this is the biggest third down of this half for Army. 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, what do you have up your sleeve now? 3rd and 8. That jump pass ain't going to work again, is it?
I don't think so. Again, they stack that backfield behind Bradshaw. And now motion, false start on the left side on Rick Kurtz.
False start. Offense number 62. Out here penalty. 3rd down.
And now it's 3rd down and 13.
You know that 3rd down and 8. That call threw off Army's play calling. They were not ready. The team didn't look ready, and you saw the jump off by Kurtz, number 62. Now they got 3rd long even more.
3rd down and 13. And do they try another pass? Or do they try to get in the middle of the field and take what they would hope would be a sure 3?
Well, Jermaine Adams, number 84, caught a back shoulder pass for a touchdown before. Would they throw it to him?
Well, again, whistle stop play. It was going to be a pass. And I think Army had to take a timeout.
Prior to the snap, first charge timeout for Army.
You know, I think the clock.
Please reset the game clock. to 41 seconds.
Army almost got bit again. Remember, after you take one penalty, it goes to a 25-second clock, and they were not ready for that.
That penalty changed the whole thing, and no matter how many times you tell me, after a penalty, the clock changes, I can't get it through my thick head.
It's at 40, and then they realize, no, this was a stoppage in play, and when they restarted again, there's been a timeout. It's going to go to 25. Army didn't handle as well. I got to tell you right now, if I'm Army, I'm playing for 3 points. I'm running the ball, and I'm setting up a field goal in this situation. I do not trust I can throw and pick up this first down or touchdown.
See if they try to get it in the middle of the field for a Blake Wilson field goal. 3rd and 13. They got an end around. And they're going to lose more yardage. That didn't work either.
I don't like that play. I would have ran that fullback right up the middle. Give me 4, 5, 6 yards. Blake Wilson is only 3 for 7. He's had 2 kicks blocked. We've got a game that field goals are important on. I need a field goal.
Can he get him one? You mentioned 3 out of 7. 46 is his long, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't in this kind of condition.
Right. You know, when you're down there before Rick Kerr's jumped off sides, you're thinking I'm going touchdown no matter what on 4th down. But as the strategy shifts with the yardage.
Blake Wilson will try a 35-yard field goal here.
But he'll try it in the other way.
Yes, he will. We'll go down to the other end and do it. The drama builds. 6-point game. A 3-point attempt coming up when we start the 4th quarter. Into the 3rd. Navy leading Army by a field goal. Overturn to Philadelphia right after this message and a word from your local station. Back to start the 4th quarter of America's game, Army and Navy. We started this about 2.5 hours ago with a tremendous opening piece produced by Pete Radovich. And now we're down to the final 15 minutes. Each team only had 1 possession in the 3rd quarter. And a 35-yard field goal coming up. The attempt by Blake Wilson that would make it a 1 field goal game.
Both coaches talked about unforced errors. And Army that time, remember, they had it 1st down, they gained 3 yards. Then on 2nd down, they lost 1 yard. Then they had a illegal procedure penalty for -5, and then they lost 2 more on the reverse. That was self-inflicted, and now they got a long field goal try.
That made it that much more difficult for number 18 as he lines it up out of the hold of Zach Potter to open the 4th quarter. Wilson from 35. Kick is wide right. He missed it.
Self-inflicted wounds cost Army. You have to believe that when they got down their 1st down, they were not thinking at all about a field goal. They were thinking 4 downs for a touchdown.
Pushed it about 1 yard wide of the right upright. It's still Navy by 6.
At Outback, big
Philly, where Navy leads 13-7. Guys, we've been following the story of Jaron Jasper, the son of Navy offensive coordinator Ivan Jasper, all week. He's waiting for a heart transplant, and on Wednesday he went in for a routine checkup. They found something that was of concern, or that they thought was of concern, regarding a blood clot. Well, it turns out we got great news today before the game from Coach that he is okay. He'd love to be here watching at the game, but he's watching the game from home, and Coach even gave me a wristband that says Jaron Strong. He wanted us to have it. I'm wearing it with pride down here, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
Jaron, we're cheering for you. There's your dad, Mom Donna, Dallas. Their daughter's a junior volleyball player at St. Leo in Florida, and Jalen, freshman volleyball player at Stanford. To the entire Jasper family, we wish Jaron nothing but the best. Been a tough year.
And what great leadership that family showed. If you watch the Showtime series, that is a proud, loving family right there.
So after the missed field goal, Navy still has a 6-point lead, and when they have the lead going to the 4th quarter, under Coach Niamat Tolo, we got a flag to start the quarter.
Here we go.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 61. 5-yard penalty. First down.
As we said, 69-4 under that guy in his reign in his 10th year here. And he can become the winningest coach in this series and take over the #1 spot from Earl Red Blake if they hold on to a 6-point lead in the next 15 minutes. Perry gives it off to High. Whoa, man, what a collision right there. Max Regan.
Yeah, in for Ryan England. He's in there doing his job as the safety now. Comes up from the second level, and you see a corner blitz, and then Regan finishes it off. You know, we talk about that pre-snap penalty. Coach Niumatalolo was so upset with his team this year because they finished all the way down to 11th out of 130 schools. That's because the previous 8 years, the lowest they finished was second.
Right. Now they go with Joshua Walker. The ball is out, but he was down. So it's bringing up a third down here long. Here's what Gary's talking about. Turnover margin and penalties. And those have been the things killing them this year. They came in -6 in turnovers. And even though a lot of people would take that 11th fewest penalties, not when you're Navy normally.
Yeah. Well, not when you finish 2-1, 2-1, 2, 1-1, 1, and 1.
Sound like you were Rockette there for a second. Third down and 8. And Chris High's bottled up. It's going to be 4th down.
Okay, so Army with the penalty cost them an opportunity for 7 points, probably 3. Navy with the first down illegal procedure cost them a 3 and out.
Makes such a huge difference when you don't pass the football when you get behind the chains.
Totally. Their offenses are predicated on discipline. They cannot have those type of self-inflicted penalties.
Owen White to punt around his own 10-yard line. John Trainer waits for it back around the 35. He might have a shot at this one. He will. Backpedals to the 32, and he's going to be drilled right there. Great punt coverage by Kalen Williams.
Yeah, he was on his own, though. Army went for the block on that play. He knew he had no one to help him. He just had to hold on to the ball.
So they got the ball back. But DJ Palmore and the Navy defense will be waiting for him when we come back.
DJ Palmore, outside linebacker for the Naval Academy. And for all my brothers out there that are coming back to watch the game, this one's for you. Go Navy, beat Army.
This holiday.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
And our Geico game recap starts about 3 hours before kick when the cadets march on. And then their counterparts from the Naval Academy, the midshipmen, march on. It's an unbelievable scene. And then football players take over. Ahmad Bradshaw's been held pretty much in check. Had some nice runs in that last drive in the third quarter to get 47 on his 12 carries. Woolfolk got the first touchdown on the opening march, a 3-yard score. That gave Army a 7-0 lead. But then back comes Malcolm Perry. Malcolm up the middle for sure. Over 200 yards on the ground, including a 68-yard touchdown. And so with just under 13 minutes remaining in the game, we're still stuck on 13-7.
You know, Nez, I'm going to try to explain this really carefully here because it's even tricky for me, okay? You explained the great record that Coach Niumatalolo has in the fourth quarter, but in reality, with about this time in the game, 12:42 a year ago in the game, they took the lead 17-14, and that's when Army did an 80-yard drive, almost exactly the same. 12:50 now, they're down 13-7. A year ago, they were down 17-14 with 12:42. This is when Bradshaw took over a year ago.
And he got him a touchdown to give him a lead, and then they held on defensively in the last 4 minutes or so.
So that great record of having the lead in the fourth, I know it's entering, but this is almost entering, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Did I make it through it okay?
You did. First down at the 35. Bradshaw follows his blockers. Is he going to do it again? He's got 11 and a first down. Out to the 46-yard line.
Fake and follow. That has been the staple of this offense. Fake it to the big fullback, follow the big fullback. Woolfolk gets a nice block after he gets the fake.
So first down as they approach midfield. Bradshaw under center, excuse me, the shotgun. Will we see a pitch? Here he goes again. He's got another 12. So in 2 carries, back-to-back first downs.
Well, Jared Ryan, number 2, puts the hit on him, but not until, as Ness told you, a first down. Following Big Toth on the play. They like to get Toth out in space. This time the big space eater had no one to block.
At the 41-yard line. Army down 6. They've got it up to 180 yards on the ground with those 2 carries by Bradshaw. And now he is under center. Will it be fullback time? Nope, he's going to do it again. And he almost and might have another first down. 3 carries, 3 first downs in a row.
And basically the same play. Once to the right, once to the left, and now back to the right again. Follow the fullback, get into the second level, and make the run.
They're going to mark him shy of a first down on that last carry, so I jumped the gun by about a yard.
And this is the time a year ago when Ahmad Bradshaw basically almost predicted the end of the game. Tell you about it.
Second and short. And a first down on second effort by Davidson.
The story goes, a year ago after Navy took the lead, Ahmad Bradshaw went up to defensive coordinator Jay Bateman and said, "Coach, if you could stop him one more time, I'll get you a touchdown and we will win the game." He then took him on an 80-yard drive. Bateman stopped him one more time on that defense, and he predicted it kind of like Hoosiers, right?
Yep.
If you give me the ball, I'll make the shot.
How about the season and now the most rushing yards in a season in school history? And he just passed some pretty big names. Over 1,500 yards. Here he comes again. He's got 5 or 6 more.
Well, it was 14 years of frustration. I started out with a pass and then just chipped away, and a 4th down play, and then a 9-yard run by Bradshaw gave him the lead. And you know how it ended. The streak ended. 14 years of frustration.
And now we're under 10 minutes for the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. And this one very much in doubt. 2nd down and 5. Army driving on the legs of Ahmad Bradshaw. Now back to Woolfolk, the fullback. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 2. Tyler Sales is on the bottom of that pile. They can clean the snow off. You're not going to lift that thing. They're just going to go surround it. The last time they won it was 1996. Nick Faldo was a Masters champ. Derek Jeter won the Rookie of the Year award. Danny Warfel, I think, won the Heisman. Yeah, he did. Atlanta held the Summer Olympics in '96, and that's the last time Army won that huge trophy that weighs about 176 pounds, I think. So they're not going to lift that over their head or anything, but they'll smother it, whoever wins this game in the next 9 minutes.
And Army goes tackles over on this play.
3rd down and 2. Bradshaw, 3rd effort, maybe. Boy, every time it looks like they're going to drop him for a loss. And you know what? The Navy coaches were talking about that. He always falls forward at the end of a run.
I think they've done a good job on him in the first half, but in the second half, he runs right through one last tackle and does fall forward. Elijah Merchant puts a hit on him, but still falls forward for the first down and eats the clock. Could it be one more time that if they score here, it'll go to the Army defense to stop them?
We might have a carbon copy of 2016. First down inside the 20.
And Army has 6 offensive linemen in the game.
Bradshaw, 5 or 6 more. Navy first half to second half. It's been a big difference as far as scoring points.
he's driving right to the Cadets in the right end zone.
They're not even feeling the cold right now.
No.
Actually, I'm not either. 2nd down and 5, under 8 minutes.
I can tell you, Blake Wilson could just rest over there. They're not kicking a field goal.
Andy Davidson back in as the fullback. He's going to get the call straight ahead, and he blasts his way down to about the 11.
Remember, Andy Davidson had 2 fumbles a year ago in this football game.
He had 28 carries for 87 yards and a couple of touchdowns, but as Gary said, a couple of costly turnovers. But he just bowled his way down there where it's 3rd down and a yard. This is obviously, as Gary said, 2-down territory. Woolfolk comes back in to take Davidson's spot.
Both tackles to the right, unbalanced.
Quarterback sneak. Bradshaw's got it. Down to 7 minutes and a 1st down, Army.
With the new rule, it's the sneak and the push at the same time. Sneak it, push it.
Push it. And 1st and goal. They don't care that their team's on offense. They're going to make some noise. They're going to have to earn this 1st and goal, though. They've got about 9 yards to go.
Unbalanced again to the right. Kurz and Toth lined up together.
Bradshaw.
A nice play.
Great play by Elijah Merchant off the corner, and very little gain, if any at all. It's going to be about 6 minutes left on the next snap. Bradshaw now closing in on the century mark. The Navy defense digging in against number 17. 2nd and goal at the 9. The late pitch, finally a pitch. John Trainer, and he spins close to the goal line. We finally get an option, and he almost scores.
That's, well, we've had 1 pass for Army and 1 pitch for Army, and they both worked. I thought this was stopped in the backfield, but at the last second, it goes.
And then he kept his balance and got that close.
I don't know, he might have scored. Are they not going to look at this? Did he reach the ball over before he went out of bounds? This should be a replay. Jeff Munkin wants to know, did he reach the ball over the line?
Wow.
From that angle, you cannot tell.
Now we get a stoppage. From this one.
No, he's out of bounds.
Previous play is under further review.
But I think the ball might be moved
closer
forward.
Yeah,
yes.
I think so too.
His left heel was out of bounds, but the ball was reaching forward, and they're going to get it closer.
They spotted this around the 1. I don't think, I'm with Gary. I think he's out of bounds, but I think they put it at about the foot line.
Yes.
Peter Voss is our replay official, so these guys upstairs here with us, close to us, are taking a look at that. But what great balance to tiptoe down that sideline by John Trainer, the senior out of Harrington Park, New Jersey. I just think it's going to give him about a half more yard, though.
This game is so now mirroring last year's game. If Army scores here under 6 minutes, last year they scored with 6 minutes exactly to go in the game, and Army needed 1 stop to end the streak.
And then Navy punted at about the 4:13 mark.
He's not going to punt again, I'll tell you that. Kenny Niemöller will not punt again.
No.
He does have 3 timeouts.
Right.
But I don't know if he wants to give the ball back to Army should Army score here.
Well, this review has given both teams a breather.
Well, you remember the infamous snowplow game. Ron Meyer, the late Ron Meyer, now just passing away this week. He would have brought a tractor out there for this quarterback sneak, would he not have?
Yes. Here's the call.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner is short of the goal line. He steps out of bounds with the ball in his possession at the 1/2-yard line. It will be placed there. A third down. Clock will start on my whistle.
There's the half-yard we talked about.
Well, now third down. You've got 2 tries, but it's got to be sneak and push, doesn't it?
It worked earlier on a short yardage. 12 plays on this drive that's carried him 64 yards.
I mean, if you're Navy, you got to play quarterback sneak. Dig in and stop the sneak.
If it's a fullback, it's Davidson. Otherwise, it's Bradshaw straight ahead. No signal yet. Unpiling bodies. Army thinks they're in. The linesman trying to get everybody out of the way. Still no call.
Bradshaw says, come on, my knees are over the line. Oh, they're calling it a touchdown. Touchdown, yes.
I don't think I've ever waited for one that long. Bradshaw, touchdown.
Well, Davidson was the guy that pushed him this time. What a drive. 13 plays, 65 yards. The sneak and the push. And no matter what happens after that, he was over the line. What a clutch drive. Now the extra point.
All important extra points from Blake Wilson, who missed a field goal earlier in this half. Navy a full complement of timeouts, so we're far from over. The hold from Potter. The extra point by Blake Wilson to give Army the lead, and it's up and it's good. As Gary said, 13 plays, all on the ground, 65 yards. This was the last 2 feet. Ahmad Bradshaw. His 12th rushing touchdown of the season. Remember, they waited the whole game to pull the trigger on the option. It was right here.
And Johnny Trainer gets around the outside. Baby feet, a spin, and almost gets it in by himself.
His baby feet got it to the baby foot 1 foot line, and Bradshaw did the rest. 12th rushing touchdown for Bradshaw. It's given his team the lead. Can they hold it like a year ago? Army in front with 5 to go.
Together.
We're done. The play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts might come down to who has the football in hand last. We've had some great plays by both quarterbacks, especially Bradshaw, the most recent one, from a yard out to give Army the lead. Confident on the field and in the classroom. Boy, both these teams have that. Here's today's Scholar Athletes presented by Quicken Loans. Ken Brinson, Andrew Wood. Quicken Loans commitment to the investment of our future shown today by donating $1,000 to Army and Navy's General Scholarship Fund. 5:10 to go.
How about that leadership by Ahmad Bradshaw on that drive? He did it 2 years in a row. A year ago he called it. Said if you stop them we'll win before they scored. And now, same situation. He leads his team again on a 13-play drive.
We'll see if it holds up. That's Malcolm Perry, the quarterback, slot back, waiting on the kick.
What a great football game, huh?
It is. Schrag to kick. Knuckleball. Is it going to go out of bounds? Yes, it does.
Oh, man.
And that's the last thing he wanted to do.
Yep, you can tell by his body language.
So it comes out to the 35. Navy again, full complement of timeouts. They've got an electrifying quarterback that's had runs today of 68 for a score and 46. So if he gets into the secondary, look out.
On the kicking team. Navy elects to take the ball at the 35-yard line, first down.
So there's one thing you don't want to do. The bad conditions don't help the cause. But the ball goes out of bounds as Perry just watches it go and says, I'll take it with the offense at the 35. He will when we come back. 0.510 remaining. They would have been trailing had it not been for one of the defensive gems of the game, Gary.
Yeah, remember this. Going back, a touchdown-saving play by Johnny Voigt right here. They call him a monster effort player. And watch his monster effort chasing down the fastest guy on the team. Does he think he has a chance? He doesn't care. He tries and lays out and makes the play. Could that be the saving play of the game?
But now with the kickoff out of bounds, Navy's got good field position. At its own 35. Malcolm Perry. He's got about 6. Nautigal made the stop, and we'll work our way under 5 minutes.
Plenty of time for Navy to do anything they want. Remember last time they started with a pass play and got a sack. A little different look this time as Navy runs the ball.
You saw that graphic, and also the last 3 games in these 2-team series have been decided by a total of 15. At the 41, 2nd and 4. Perry holds it high and tight, works his way close to a first down. I don't know if he got it.
There's been a few self-inflicted penalties here. One of the cleanest games you'll see all day. Not a turnover in the game. Hard hitting. Every play has mattered. Every yard has mattered. Every first down has been huge.
Remember what we said about 2.5 hours ago, what Jeff Monken said? Every snap's a 5-second fist fight. Then we go back to the huddle and we do it again. And we're down close to 4 minutes, and it's a first down at the 45 for the midshipmen. Whoa, bad snap. He wasn't ready for it. Bonner trying to make something out of it. He's going to lose about 4, though.
Boy, Alabama fans, avert your eyes. Because this is what happened at the end. Alabama and Auburn. Quarterback is going to call an audible. And very fortunate that time that there was even a hand on the ball. This thing could have gone back 20 yards.
Parker Wade had a different idea. The center snapped it. They weren't ready for it. They only call it a loss of 2, which isn't quite as damaging. Still, it's a 2nd down and long when we come back. Coming up when we're done, stay tuned for the CBS Sports postgame show powered by Ram. There was a timeout after that loss of yardage. Take us back to a year ago, Gary. You and Vernon Alley called it.
Yeah, about 6 minutes left in the game. Navy now behind Army. They start out with a pass with a sack. Zach Avey completes a pass, but then on 3rd down, do not pick up enough. And Kenny Niumatalolo with 4:13 left decides to punt. He never gets the ball back.
He said to us, my brain told me to punt, but my gut said to go for it. I still think about that all the time. Timeouts remaining. Navy's down to 2 after the one they just took. 2nd down and a long 12. Malcolm Perry fakes like he was going to throw, cuts it up in the middle. Perry's got a first down.
This was a pass called. This was not a quarterback draw or a run. This was a called pass. The offensive linemen are turning with slide protection. The receivers are running pass routes. They were not blocking on the play. That was all Malcolm Perry.
Needed a long 12. He got 13. 229 on the ground on 24 carries. And here he comes with number 25. Got a couple, maybe 3. Nautigal, the inside linebacker, made the stop, and we work our way close to 3 minutes.
Well, Bennett Mooring's long field goal of the year is 48 yards. That means, he'd have to get around the 30-yard line, but nowhere near conditions like this, right?
Right. He hit that 48-yarder against Temple, but that was nice weather. This is nice weather if you're Frosty the Snowman.
Yes.
2nd and 8. Mitchell. Perry, rather. And he's going to be about 5 yards shy. It'll be 3rd down.
And obviously from this far away, it's 2 downs to pick up this first down.
Line of scrimmage is in the vicinity of the 38-yard line. 3rd down and 4. Josh Walker in the backfield with Malcolm Perry. He's going to follow him, but he's going to be dragged down by Ackerman.
Ackerman spins off his block and makes a beautiful play up front. Watch number 21 right here make the play. He spins, watch him spin and make the play and get away from the block up front by Jake Hawk.
And now the 4th down of the year for these two teams is upon us. What a finish. Little over 2 to go, and a huge 4th down is next. The ball's on the 37-yard line.
Yeah,
it's 4th down and 3.
We make it a 55-yarder. One more look at Ackerman's wonderful play right here. Let me circle him for you. He fights off Jake Hawk, who goes almost 300 pounds, spins out of it, and makes the tackle to make it 4th and 3. Can't teach that.
That's a football player.
Yep.
Here's the play of the day and of the year for Army and Navy.
Well, you got to believe if you're Jay Bateman and Army that number 10 is going to have his hands on the ball in a run-pass situation. Do you rush him? Tough to get to him in this weather. It's too slippery.
Chris High's in the backfield with him. And was there a whistle? Or
yeah, I think Army took a timeout that time.
They did. So they're down to 1. Navy's down to 1.
Well, I'd like to say they're freezing each other, but it's too cold to freeze each other.
Even though both these teams are going to bowl games, this is their season right here.
Well, what they effectively did there was burn Navy's first choice of play, because they gave away so much that now in this situation, Navy's going to have to go to play 2. And I would assume in a situation like this, Navy would look at their 2-point plays. It's that important of a play. It's things that you practice for a 2-point try, because you got to have it across the goal line to work. It's like a touchdown now.
In this case, their goal line would be the 34-yard line. What's at stake is the Commander-in-Chief's trophy and bragging rights for yet another year.
Yeah, and verification of last year's win.
4th and 3. Malcolm Perry digging in his spikes, and he dropped the ball. And now he's heading to the 1st down and more. 1st down, Navy.
Holy cow.
Might have been the greatest bobble ever.
Yep. The play was supposed to go to the right side. He drops it, and then he's by himself, one-on-one to the outside, no one really there. And the athletic skills of Perry, oh my God, yes. Look up to the heavens, because that was an answered prayer there.
He got 12 yards to the 25.
Now you start thinking field goal. Wow. How about the quarterback scramble for 1 1st down and that 4th down play?
Perry will keep it again, this time right side. A tough 2 or 3. Ackerman, of course. Christensen, of course. Combine on the stop.
That time it was a corner blitz from Army. They were sending an 8th man by bringing the corner from the outside. A 40-yard field goal from right here.
Clock winds its way down. Under 90 seconds. 2nd down and 8. Malcolm Perry, the sophomore out of Clarksville, Tennessee, has been the star today for the guys in blue with a whistle, and Ackerman knocks the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, that's going back 5 yards.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Right guard Evan Martin that time, number 71, just flinches. Yep, just enough.
So now 2nd down at 13. Ball at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, Navy's got him right where they want him. Perry's going to scramble some one way or another, right? You got to blitz him, I think. Get the ball out of his hands. Army does.
And to go to Chris High. Stood up after a couple, and they're still pushing him back. He's still not down. He got back close to the original line of scrimmage. Under a minute. 3rd down and 11.
That time James Gibson, number 2, came from the secondary and safety blitzed them.
They're in field goal range, but they'd certainly like to get closer. Malcolm Perry again, the whistle.
Well, they've gone from a 40-yard field goal to a 45-yard field goal to now a 50-yard field goal, approximately, right in that same area.
2 huge false starts. Coach is saying, come on, let's go.
I think it was Carmona, number 88, that moved that time at the end of the line of scrimmage. Receivers in tight, and I think he was the movement. Not sure. Could not tell exactly who it was.
Ball's all the way back at the 31 now. 3rd down and 16. They would love to get half of this back.
It's close to a 50-yard field goal again, being told that with a 7-yard drop, it would be a 48-yard field goal from here.
And that is Mooring's career long.
So after the 2 penalties, from 38 to 48.
Trying to get everybody set here.
Boy, if you're Navy right now, you're thinking, do I even try that long of a field goal?
Am I ready?
Or do I just say, we're going to have to make the 1st down? I think they have to get at least 8 yards to try the field goal.
That's what I said. If they get half of it back.
Yeah, that's about it.
Reset the game clock to 22 seconds.
Okay,
please.
there was a 10-second runoff.
10-second runoff, yes. Good call by the officials on the field. They forgot about that.
So that gets us closer to the end of regulation.
Yeah, I think we're talking, unless there's obviously a big play busted here, we're talking about where are they going to kick the field goal from, right?
Yep. An anxious kicker on the sideline. 3rd down and 16. Perry's going to be under center here. And he's going nowhere. He tried to get it to the middle of the field at least. Raymond Wright, first guy to meet him. He got none of it back, though.
The clock's running, but Navy has a timeout. They'll let it go, and they're going to kick a field goal to either win or come up short.
The game will be decided right after this timeout. Mooring will try a 48-yard field goal. Will Army take one more timeout? His career long was right here on this field against Temple, as I mentioned earlier. But this was during the break.
Yeah,
he had half the midshipmen out there trying to get him a spot.
And Jeff Monken is standing right next to the linesman. Will he freeze him one more time? He obviously has one more timeout left.
The snapper is Ronnie Query. The holder is Randy Beggs. The man of the hour is Bennett Mooring.
You know, as the longer it takes to get the ball spotted, the slipperier it gets from when they cleaned it.
For the win. Mooring, 48-yarder on the way. No good! Army, for the 2nd year, has won it. Brett Mooring had enough leg.
He hit it.
Pushed it just a little bit left.
He hit it beautifully, didn't he? You have to know this, without the 2 penalties, if he was 10 yards closer, the angle would have been good enough that it would have been in.
Plenty of leg, but wide left. And the despair on the kicker and on the Navy side, and the jubilation of the Cadets and Army's Black Knights on the field right now. 2 straight wins for Army. And they're still piling out of the stands.
What a wonderfully hard-fought football game.
The winning coach, Jeff Monken, with Allie.
He's also with the man who just lifted him in the air. Such an emotional moment for these two. Coach, what do you say to Ahmad and this team?
Oh, I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of this team. Let me just say one thing. Jaron, we love you. We're thinking of you. I know it didn't go your way, pal, but we're thinking of you too. We love you. We hope you get healthy. I'm so proud of this guy. What a leader. What a competitor. This whole team, just so proud.
There's something about this game, it always comes down to the wire. What were you telling your defense on that last drive?
This is the ball game. We got to make a play and win. And you know, it's just the game was on the line. What a great play Malcolm Perry made to scoop up that bad snap and get the first down. We just made enough plays.
You didn't just win this rivalry game. You're bringing home the Commander-in-Chief trophy for the first time since 1996. What does that mean to this program, Ahmad?
It means a lot, man. We've been working for this since I've gotten here. You see it. We talk about it every day. It's the biggest accomplishment we've had so far, man. It's good.
Congratulations. Enjoy the alma mater, guys. Have fun.
Yes, sir.
Go sing.
He was held pretty much in check, was Ahmad Bradshaw, until when they really needed it. He had 3 long runs in a row that got them 2 first downs and got them close. And then from a yard out, as he did similar to a year ago, the winning touchdown.
How about that class from Coach right there, remembering that he was on that staff with Ivan Jasper, giving a shout out to Jaron at that time. What a class man to remember that at that point.
Again, it shouldn't have had to come to this, or as Gary said, it could have been a lot closer. But Bennett Mooring, plenty of leg, just that far wide left. And the Commander-in-Chief trophy goes to the Black Knights of Army as they go to 9-3, and they're a game better already than what they were a year ago, and they still got a bowl game. They can get a 10-win season. There's 2 old friends. Neither wanted to lose, both wanted to win, and it came down to 1 play. And now the alma maters. Let's listen in. For some to sing than others after a hard-fought 3-hour battle against Army. And now a chance to sing second is what it's all about. Commander-in-Chief's trophy for the first time, as Ali said, since '96. And now the Cadets will line up with their team for their alma mater. You don't want to come in second, but you want to sing second. Two years in a row for Army now. After the 14-year drought, they can claim back-to-back victories for the first time since they won 5 straight from 92 to 96.
I said it at the beginning of the game, now I'll say it at the end of the game. Welcome to Army-Navy.
If I do 15 more, I'll never forget this one. Let's take a look at our Napa plays of the game. 2 great defensive plays. This time, a saving touchdown by John Voight. And look at the ground he had to make up on the fastest guy on the field. And just right there, the trip up, and that saved 4 points. And into the second half, Ackerman was all over the field, and Alex Ackerman with another defensive gem for Army.
I'll never forget Ahmad Bradshaw, just like Keenan Reynolds led his team over and over for Navy. Ahmad Bradshaw, 2 fourth-quarter drives to beat Navy in back-to-back years. You'll remember that for the rest of your life, son.
Remember the party we talked about in Afghanistan? Here's the motions for our men and women at Kandahar Airfield. Two years in a row, they come up just that short. And for the second year in a row, Army victorious. Let's take a look at our GMC game changer. Allie already talked to him. Ahmad Bradshaw was held in check a lot during this game. 1 pass completion, that 20-yard wobbler, but it was good to keep a drive alive. Then he went to work on the ground, not to be denied, bouncing off would-be tacklers. Picked up 21 on that carry. That set him up close. That got him in from a yard out. His 12th rushing touchdown of the year gave Army the lead it would not relinquish. Final thoughts, partner?
Don't know what to say. I love watching football. This is like watching a 3-2 baseball game. Everything counted, every play counted, every tackle counted. If you love football, you love what you just watched.
Commander-in-Chief's trophy goes to Army. Our congratulations to them. They have it for the first time since 1996. A 1-point thriller. 14-13 is the final. What a scene, what a game. That's going to wrap it up for us from Philadelphia. For Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, Brad Nessler saying so long from Philly. Final score, 14-13. It went down to the last play of the last weekend of the season. College football postgame show powered by Ram is coming up next after these messages. So long from Philadelphia. Congratulations to Army.